Why, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Car Juice. I'm just saying, holy crap. This is the fast. I just drove this thing over here. This is a 2024 BMW M2, by the way. This is a heavily modified 2024 BMW M2. As you can tell, this does have the factory BMW body kit with the extended front splitter and the carbon kind of air curtains running the additional aero down the side of the vehicle. This is a Stage 2 carbon tuned Toronto red BMW M2 with all of the goodies and fixins on it. This has been so graciously lent to me by one of our customers, but this thing is just absolutely insane. 750 horsepower, up from a factory about 483 horsepower as factory rated on the 2024 models, and it also is lowered, and everything about this car is basically just about perfect as I would do it. In order to do the Stage 2 upgrade to this car, you do need to increase the cooling capacity and add an additional downpipe. So let me go ahead and open up the hood on it and show you guys what's going on underneath. Inside, you have the cognac colored interior, which I think adds to this car's level of coolness, as you can no longer get the cognac interior on the 2025 models. They got rid of it for whatever reason, but I think it looks so good reflecting against the Toronto red. Underneath the hood, you can't see too much, but it does sound so much better, as you guys will see here in a second with a exhaust clip. Yeah, sounds really, really good. I am going to get you some interior shots from the exhaust as well once we get this thing in, but overall, just an ungodly amount of additional cooling. This whole extra intercooler here in the front is because of the Stage 2 kit on this car. As you can also see, there was a carbon badge on the back of this thing as well. This thing means business. 750 horsepower, guys. And then on top of that, we also have our Dynon installed springs, which lowered this car about an inch to an inch and a half, depending on if you're on the front or the back. And then on all four corners, you do have the factory installed Pilot 4S's, 275, 35, 19s on the front, and then you have that awesome staggered setup with 285s, 30, 20s on the rear. This thing is braking traction like absolutely nobody's business. I was waiting for it to stop raining all day, and I don't have too much time to get this because the customer arrived right as I was about to take it out and go on a quick drive. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let me go ahead and get you a bit of a lukewarm start. I already did take it around the block just so that I would be used to it, because this is the fastest and highest horsepower car I've ever driven. So this isn't efficient. And then this isn't Sport Plus. Dude, this car means business like nobody else. You have the quad exit exhaust. They look absolutely amazing nonetheless. The Toronto red is probably my favorite color, and then you also have the more pronounced upgraded spoiler on the back. Rather than just like a little tiny carbon ducktail, you have just a little bit more with the demon horns, as I like to call it, on the back of the car. I'm gonna go ahead and put you guys on the window, put another version of you guys right here. We're gonna take this thing on a quick drive, and then I gotta get this back to the customer. Holy crap. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we are inside of the 2024 modified BMW M2. Oh, I'm gonna adjust your guys' camera angle here. All right, so inside of this modified 750 horsepower carbon Stage 2 tuned BMW M2, you're in probably the coolest car that I've ever driven. The fastest other modified car that I've ever driven was approximately like a 460 horsepower, 500 horsepower Porsche 911 that we had at my dealership probably about 2 years ago. There's a video of that on my channel as well that will be linked in the description below. With the extra front lip on here, I gotta be very careful. There we go. All right. Yeah, so the Stage 2 tune, what I can immediately tell, first off, this thing cannot hold traction in the wet whatsoever. So I'm not even probably getting more than 400 horsepower, but what I can tell you is with the additional downpipe, this thing sounds absolutely insane, as you guys heard from the exhaust clip. But like, holy crap, like the way that this thing just creates all of those pops and cracks and burbles is just insane. Also, with the stage 2 downpipe, with the stage 2 tune, this thing is also a lot more responsive in terms of the throttle response. Even at low speeds, you can immediately tell it just starts to grab, and it like doesn't take a second to spool up and kind of get going. It is immediately there. Like the car just wants to rip. Also, with the lowered chassis by about 1 inch, you can feel all the dynamicism of the car and how playful it wants to be in the corners. It just is a little bit more legible than what the factory M2 sounds like and drives like. From the factory, this car is a little bit I can't give it more than like 40% throttle, otherwise this thing is just absolutely just ready to rip its face off. It's insane. But from the factory, these are slightly smoother than what they need to be, and this thing with the aftermarket carbon springs, it is like the perfect amount of stiffness, and there's not too much reverb in terms of like chassis bounce after you hit a bump. The adaptive struts still blow out enough of it that it's still like just legible enough to like not kick you around too bad. There's so much construction around too. So we're just going on a really short little drive, but it is just so darn cool. Big thank you to the customer that's letting me drive this. I'm gonna send you the video once it's posted, but it's so cool. Like, this gives you an idea of what like an M2 CS would feel like. It's so sweet. God, just struggling for starting to dry off a little bit, so it's a little bit better. What a freaking car, guys. And also like the transmission feels like marginally more responsive compared to the alternative. Man, and it just wants to eat. I could only imagine what this thing feels like in Sport Plus. Man, it's just freaking awesome. Sorry if my enthusiasm was a little bit muted compared to normal, but just I'm a little bit sick at the moment, but I couldn't pass up the opportunity to drive this thing while it was still here. Yeah, if you guys are interested in more carbon stuff, please let me know. We are a carbon licensed dealer, so hopefully we'll have more cool carbon stuff in the future. We have had some cool BMW M8s that have been modified and stuff like that my dealership has done as well. But this thing is just the perfect car already, and then you just take it and level it up one more notch, and it's just an amazing vehicle. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to see more stuff about me reviewing modified cars in the future, please just let me know and leave a comment and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. But thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys next time. Deuces. So overall impressions, the only thing that car needs is just a slight little cold air intake, and then it's just an absolute perfect vehicle. The exhaust note is perfect. The downpipe is all that car needs. It keeps it from being too childish and too playful, but just mature enough that you could drive that thing every single day. Not too much chassis noise on the inside of the car, and it's just slightly more responsive and slightly more smooth, I would say, for the corners and in a cornering capability compared to a regular BMW M2. That car is so awesome. Thank you so much for letting me take that out on a quick spin, and yeah, thank you for watching.